EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us in downtown New Orleans at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the New Orleans Saints. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go!
Let's go! 30 base.
Good. Watch the twist.
Now a first carry from Lamar Miller. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
You got D like this. 22 jet bomber. Sit up. 5.
On second down now. It's Miller. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
80 weapon.
50, Mike, 50.
Hey, Foxtrot.
Woo!
Hut. Go.
On third down, Burris. And he's got his man on the out route. Just a 5-yard pickup that leads to fourth down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10.
Here we go. 30 base. Let's go. Blue dart corkers.
Check it out, Reed.
Ready, go.
On first down, Martinez. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a move?
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Now the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline.
Check 41.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. There defensively to knock it away was the safety, Justin Reed. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over first and 10.
Pilot, 64, weak. Lightning.
Mike is 59.
You can't block me. You can't
2
block
yards
me.
on the pickup there. It'll be second and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later. Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Escaping the pressure right. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
218, chopper.
They're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 11 more on that one and another first down. From the gun, Burris. They'll roll him out right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Austin Hooper, the tight end, was the intended target. But it'll be second and goal.
Ready?
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown.
Run!
Lamar Miller, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this one. And there the counter play proves successful for the touchdown. What typically makes a counter play in general successful, Charles?
But what you're trying to do, Brandon, is to get the team moving in one direction, meaning the defense. Get them going in one direction and then wall them off with your blocking other direction. That way, you don't actually have to punish them with your blocking. You just position them. And if you have any kind of a good back, they'll take full advantage of it and gain good yardage.
Come on,
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
There's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
High 7, let's go.
41 Mike, right here, 41 Mike.
Ready.
Now Martinez on third down. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Ready to go.
Watch out.
On the counter, it's Miller. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Clear.
Mike 50, Mike.
Operating from the gun, Burris. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
The Saints
Set.
offense
10-2
on the field,
front.
ready to get their drive
Double tight,
started.
guys, double
They've
tight.
had it twice.
Four
They've
down,
punted
four down.
twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
4 down, 4 down. He's checking, he's checking, he's checking. Crash, crash.
Check, check. Lucky, lucky. Go.
Running right, Jones. And an alley to run. And he's into the clear. Touchdown, New Orleans. Ronald Jones, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And those are the highlight reel runs you dream of right there.
When he gets a seam and just gets through it, how about the explosiveness, the burst to get there to begin with, and then once he's in full gallop, good luck trying to track him down.
And those plays so demoralizing for the defense.
Absolutely, because you've done so much work trying to keep people in front of you. When they're past you and behind you, that's a tough one to swallow.
Ready, ready.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. These two teams all tied after one.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
Here we go.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Get that. Let go.
Miller.
Get that quarterback.
Even with the nice move, can't go very far. Stop short of the 30.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. The Texans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
They're coming.
Looking to throw. Burris setting up the screen for Miller. And he makes it all the way down to the 31.
Let's go. 15.
A huge play there on the screen
61,
pass.
matchbox,
41
right.
yards.
Deep rip.
Throwing on 1st down. Burris and finding the tight end Hooper. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Austin Hooper, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans have taken the lead. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
That's the kind of throw he made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got to the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Check curls, check curls.
To throw again, Martinez. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller.
Nice pick, nice
and
pick.
They take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
Partner, when you're playing cover two, this is like a tag team for the safeties.
Here we go.
Each of them gets a
30
half-field
base.
responsibility. Their job
I'm here
stay as
all
deep
day.
as the deepest receiver in any
Ready,
zone.
ready.
Read the football and go make a play. In this case, the free safety made the best play, an interception.
Ready.
Just what you want on a first down run.
Recon,
Call it 8
132
yards.
fighter.
And it's 2nd and 2.
Ta-da.
On 2nd down, it's Miller. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
That's what
A good run on first down,
10-2
followed up
stop.
by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action there. This is going to be your best running play over your best blocker.
Let's go, baby.
Come on,
That's
set.
good for 9
60
yards
yards.
as they convert on the
Check,
3rd
check,
down
59.
play.
Get it.
They'll run on first down. Miller. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all.
Let's go now.
So
18
after the
gainer.
run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Shoot.
This is Miller. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Down.
So if you've been playing
10
defense
over.
in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 31-yard line.
Check, 59, 59.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Read.
Mike's 59. Mike's 59.
5.
And he'll give it here to his running back. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well.
Ready.
The Texans on
60
3rd
outlaw.
down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Let go.
From the gun, Burris. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan
Good work,
first
boys.
down.
Let's go.
One thing you're
Let's
hoping
go.
for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit
Ready,
a
ready.
receiver in stride,
50,
and you
plant.
can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation,
Let's
the
go.
defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good
On
head
the
of
ready.
steam going.
Hey,
Coming up
50,
at the
50
half,
the
a
mic,
reminder
50
we
the
go
mic.
back to Orlando
It's
to
a
check
party
in
now.
with Jonathan Coachman. And we'll look back at our first half as well as a look
Go, go,
ahead to
run,
what's
run,
coming up later this weekend. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line.
Yeah, baby.
2
Boom.
yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to make the draws and other plays of that nature.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Read it well, and it's picked. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that
coming
ball.
for you,
But
son.
remember,
I'm coming for you,
2nd
son.
year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20.
Let's go, baby.
It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I
Here we
talk
go, here
often
we
about
go.
trying to
Hey,
hide
Reed,
receivers in certain
What we got?
situations,
Race don't travel.
but a guy
Race
of his
don't
size
travel.
can't really hide it. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Ready.
14 yards is the pickup.
General,
First down, New
West.
Orleans.
Bravo.
Back-to-back good plays have him
Ready,
on the
go.
move on first down. Back to throw. Martinez. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
51's the mic, boys. 51.
Let's put them on the buses.
Second down and inches. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
Hey, let's get that ball,
Just over 30 seconds to go in the
Ready?
half. They got it first and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's second and 18. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a third down. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field.
Come off the ball.
Looking to throw. Burris. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
Here we go.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you decide to throw the ball down because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short.
Well, there was a trust factor in that call. Turning and handing it to the big man in the backfield trying to...
And look at this. It's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Get it.
They'll try and get the run game going. This is Miller. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Set, ready.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8.
Check 26, check 26.
Protein spill.
All day, every day, any day.
Now.
Operating from the gun, Burris. And it's complete. Hooper. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
Mike is 59. Mike the 59. Watch QB draw.
Now Miller. He's had a big workload here tonight. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier.
Ready
And
up.
guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
To throw on second down. Burris. That's complete right around the 8. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. That'll get him the first down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant. From the gun, Burris. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And he'll actually lose 6 yards on the return, but I don't think they care. They've got the football back. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on second and a couple. And give this time to the tailback. He could muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a third and very short.
41 Mike, right here.
They'll keep it on the ground. Brooks. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
Here we go.
Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. Now a first down carry by Jones.
Get it.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside.
Here's 2nd and 8. This is complete to Michael Thomas. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run. Hey, you need a big play? Go to your big play guy.
Listen, that's football 101. When you have to have it, you expect that guy to step up. A lot of people call these receivers divas. Sometimes just leadership when they get in the huddle and say, get me the ball. I'm about to make a big play.
Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Zoom, fellas, let's go.
51's Mike.
To throw is Martinez. Looking to throw on 2nd down. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. Lutz good on the extra point. And that will put them on top here in the 3rd. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Let's go.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. 30 interception in the red zone.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah. Will they make up for it? Looking to throw on 2nd down. Burris. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. A gain there of 21 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Ready,
Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. Now a 20th carry of the game for Lamar Miller. And now Miller hit, and he fumbles.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Here we go. 30 base.
Crunch time, defense.
Watch safety green.
To to throw on second down. Burris. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And now off to the races down the right side. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought that had to be? Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
The free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yo, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
There we go.
First and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Ready.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
All comes back to those defensive backs from the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
Come on, set. 10-2 saw.
Coming after you.
Greystone travel.
You.
Shoot.
Operating from the gun, Burris. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Let's go now.
Fortunately for him,
60
got a couple more downs to play with.
Here we go.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. 2nd and 15. Throwing left side, it's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Hey, Delta.
On 1st and 10, Burris. He's got a man wide open, complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Burris rolling to his right. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep
On the
ball,
ready.
and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up 3rd.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. They could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Eli Apple. And he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line.
Hey, let's calm down. Hey, let's go. Ready, go.
They'll start out with Jones. He'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
Yeah,
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough time to go over this entry mark.
Well, you got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried about losing yardage here. You're not worried about any of that. You just want to get him to the promised land for every runner. 100 yards or more in a game.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. 50, plant.
not today.
They'll go again to Jones. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. The 40, the 30, 10, touchdown, New Orleans. Ronald Jones with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
calculator partner because his yards per carry went up significantly, right?
Skyrocketed.
Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Lutz with the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line.
Okay, break.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together Charles a nice system. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 30. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Watch the pass.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Brooks. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Back to throw. Martinez. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Set, go. Ready.
From the shotgun to give to Jones. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line.
Let's go now, let's go now.
Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up first and goal now.
Watch the 6.
Go.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Dancing to his left. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
The extra point up and good, but this one was decided anyway, as that will be the final action in this ball game. So we had action to the very end of this one, the score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end, and you know, some coaches preach that and tell their teams, that's what I want all the time, and they feel like if they don't do it themselves, they're not living up to the message that they're sending out.
So for New Orleans, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for the Texans, the downward spiral continues as they drop to 0-6 now. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.